All right, ladies, gentlemen, kids, boys and girls from all ages and sizes. We got double bear. No, I guess this is the first casted match that I'm aware of, at least, of Northgard. Hey, no, this is not how we're gonna be doing it for the tournament. Hopefully, we can use Steam so we can actually have some in-game sounds, because the problem is if I turn this on.
We can just pause or just redo it.
It's a little bit messy, and then hearing me talk and so on, it's bad. It's bad. Might have had a disconnect because the login's still going on. Oh no, hang on. Rex is about to pop in, possibly, question mark. Waiting for players to get ready. False is still trying. All right, so Rex is in. Everyone else is still kind of spinning up, but so yeah, we have a 3v3. We have a bear, a wolf, and a goat versus a bear, a wolf, and a goat. So it's actually a mirror build here. Fascinating. It is. Let's actually just here. I always like to introduce the players before we get into it. So we have false _ Tonics Autistic Misery versus Kianstev. Sorry about that. Necrophagist and OnlyRex. So basically, it's a 3v3. We have both players starting in the standard scout plus woodcutters. Actually, no, I think yeah, scout woodcutters. So basically mirrored everything. Looks like Rex actually likes. I always like to kind of see the building placements for both players, because if you notice the way that Rex, excuse me, built his scout camp, he built it closer to the darkness, so he can. Well, I was thinking he would scout, to the north of his shadows, but a Lamau, as the saying goes. Going wholly early scout lodge though. Bear sad face, says one of the other viewers on Rex's stream. By the way, for anyone wondering how we're doing this, we're watching both streams and I'm just talking over them because I'm such a fucking loser. Ooh, another early shipwreck. That's actually really good. That's the second. We did technically cast the game before this, but because I'm an idiot, we didn't record it. Already starving on Rex's side, not the end of the world. He's kind of trying to basically rush for his earliest food silo. He does have that shipwreck available to him, but I think he's really far away from Orange, so he might just trade with her, and we'll have to see what the plan with that is. False also did get a shipwreck of his own, so he might be trading with Tonics, who is the blue player on the far end of... oh no, sorry, green. I am literally colorblind. He might be trading with Tonic, or Green, who is Misery, on the other side of the map, so that he can get the biggest benefit out of it. I don't know if they patched that. Actually, yeah, they should have patched that. So both teams, excuse me, just kind of scouting around right now. Looks like neither team is actually really trying to rush for middle, just because that fame isn't the end of the world to not have. Both teams do have goats. I'm sorry I'm yawning. I've been at work since 6, and I've just been playing video games and streaming Northgard ever since, and it's fantastic, but I'm tired. There are 3 goats that False has found, so he's going to want to try and get that to the green player as soon as possible. The only problem is that the only goat player is on the far end of the map for Team Rex, or Team False, excuse me. So it will be a little bit difficult. Now, just for better understanding, the screen on your left is Team False, and the screen on your right is Team Rex. So the black player is Rex, and the brown player is False. Just for clarity's sakes, thanks, have a good night. I'm going to be here all the time because I've got no friends. Right, so I'm kind of curious to see what Rex is going to be doing with this deer talk, because I'm fairly certain a lot of times that looks like Jotnar, so we're going to have a goat fight for the Jotnar. I always Jotnar. The goat players, they're pretty much existence at this point, besides Team False finding some more sheep. Banging, boys. The only point of the goat players at this point is just to make sure that their team gets the Jotnar and gets Blaine. It will be quite difficult, but at the same time, that's kind of half the fun, is trying to kind of trade your opponent. Now, it looks like Team Rex did manage to find, with their elvish eyes, the middle of the map. I've got the eyes of a mole, like the little, like the digging moles, which it's not good. eyes of a bat. There we go. There's a good analogy. So I can't see through the dark like most of these players can, but finding that middle, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It would be good for probably Rex or False, honestly, to get it, just because that gets them a little bit closer to the 200 fame, which would give them Kaija, which is the wonderful friendly spirit bear that you can hire. And once you get 200 fame, I believe it's plus 20 food, 20% food, or 20% production. There's what I'm looking for on that tile. So if they leave Kaija on the main tile with all the villagers gathering, they get plus 20% of that number, which is quite high to say the least. Kobolds have been found on Team False's side, so doing quite good. I know there's been games where basically both Kobolds and Giants do not spawn, and boy is it difficult as the GOAT player. I tell you what, not having that food trade bonus can be very, very difficult. Now, what's gonna be really important though, last game we saw the orange, what was the blue player in this game is now the orange player in this game, was a little bit too passive for my preference in this 3v3 environment, and I do feel like she needed to be a little bit more aggressive with basically pushing with her team, being more aggressive with her team, and having that economy to support a large army, so that when they go into these big 3v3 clashes, both, you know, their team has the numbers, has the damage, and has the strength to fight, you know, all of False's military units and his entire team. The problem that we saw last time was essentially after the big first wave, Rex's side, it was always a 2v3 engagement, and yeah, they were winning some quite a few of those early engagements. After a while, because there was that third party coming in and fighting against Rex's you know, only 2 clans worth of military units, it wasn't there. They didn't have that strength that they needed to really kind of finish it out. So we'll have to see in this game how well Team Rex does. But you know, the tide can turn. The ways of war, that warrior was not swinging. I don't know if you guys saw it there at the last minute, but False's warrior wasn't swinging. I don't know if maybe it was just a UI bug or not, but a lot of the warriors, it looks like, from Team False have kind of congregated to help clear some tiles, which is always good to see. Teamwork is incredibly important, especially in these 3v3 games, just because of how quickly the tide can turn when you have, you know, 2, 3, 4 additional units that are friendly. It helps a lot. Excuse me, it helps a whole lot. First tower going up for False here to just kind of ward off, I would believe, either any early aggression or just any sort of future aggression. Preemptive towers aren't the end of the world. They don't have a Raven player to worry about, so it's not like they're worried about getting Merc rushed. But it still does help to have just a little bit of protection, especially when you're playing against hard AI and stuff like that. I didn't check. I forgot to check again what the difficulty was, but alas. Looking over to Rex's side, though, real quick, it looks like Rex did colonize the first tower, the first of his ruins, and I believe he did scout his own. Oh no, he didn't scout. He actually took someone's ruins, and he's telling his ally to come down and actually take his ruins as well, just to get that bigger, better bonus. Bigger, better bonus. There we go. The 3 B's of Northgard. A, B. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. So the cast is a little bit on the wonky side. Looking over to False's side real quick though, we do have the double sheep, no food silo, which is a little bit concerning. Getting a food silo on the main tile is pretty much integral for most players, or for most clans nowadays, just because of how aggressive the meta has become. It's not the end of the world. It does help though. It does help, and it does look like kind of taking a quick little glance over at Rex's side. He isn't actually going for, oh, excuse me, isn't actually going for the axe thrower spam, but it looks like he is trying to pull these warriors around. Interestingly enough, I don't know what his intention there was for getting his warrior so low, but he's low now. I mean, that warrior is probably gonna die. I don't think he intended. Yeah, he didn't really. I don't think he intended for that warrior to do a whole lot. I think he was just paying like the 20 gold to just basically send him off to die, so he wouldn't have to heal him. Because as you can see, he's now down to 0 wounded, which is always very nice, especially when it comes down to just kind of not having to deal with getting healers and everything. I'm almost like 90% certain, especially in the last game, we didn't see both Rex or False get healing huts at all. There were no healing huts that were built that we were aware of. I saw Blue built one, but Rex and False respectively did not get a healing hut. So we'll have to see if that stays true. Now, looks like, yeah, Rex is going to be going straight for Protector of Land once he gets his shipbuilding bonus. And essentially, he wants to get that, like I said, Protector of Land so that he can get that happiness going for his clan. Berserker is out for Rex's Wolf clan. I do not know if we have seen Blue's Berserker just yet, but the sheep have been transferred, which is a big, big, big deal. This will give their goat player a incredibly strong economy now that he has essentially like 6 or 7 additional sheep that are absolutely free, and he can use them for food, he can use them for trading, and he can use those villagers, more importantly, for more military units, which is very, very critical. Looking over to Team Rex, though, here really quick. It looks like Rex is actually going to just go ahead and continue scouting. It's very important to do that, obviously, and he's actually getting some of his military buildings up now because, I think he is starting to prep for that Protector of Land big bonus that he'll get once his weaponsmith is completed. Long dot coming out for False. Actually, just so that we can keep the connectivity, yeah, because it's starting just a little bit on Rex's side, and I want to make sure we can keep that solid stream quality. Actually, let's just go ahead and we're going to do a quick little refresh here just because I want to make sure that we can keep this as up-to-date as possible without losing too much. Might have been an earthquake? Yeah, it looks like there wasn't an earthquake. It looks like False has just been letting his scout lodge slowly burn to death. To each their own, as the saying goes. I think it's because he hit 0 on his crowns and he actually lost his upkeep, and then his scout lodge just kind of quietly and sadly burned to its death. Continue to scout, though, here for both players. I want to make sure that we're not 480. Fantastic. 480. Fantastic. Both teams have now discovered... No, actually... Okay, False's team does not plan to really scout for giants. I mean, it's not a big deal that they don't scout for giants, but at the same time, the 4 gold that you get for trading with the kobolds could be 5 gold for trading with the giants. I'm not too sure if I'm okay with this. I would really like to see them find the giants. I mean, they need to know where they are just for, you know, when they're being aggressive and everything. Map vision is just as important as having 10 military units. You know, knowledge is power. Guard it well. False, though, getting his training camps and everything up as he really, really, really wants to get that sweet Protector of Land bonus. Rex he's kind of struggling, though, right now. He's got, he's on the starving side of things. He doesn't have his silo up just yet, which actually is kind of a big deal. Not having his silo up just yet as the bear... It's quite integral in as you can see, both players in their builds getting that food silo is just very important, both for having the storage and the better production, or the better food production. I'm curious to see if Rex might actually just be scouting towards I believe False, because if you look at the minimap, both of them spawned basically adjacent to each other. So False is right here on the, if you think of the circle for Northgard, False is here, Rex is here, and then the other players kind of spawned around him. So they actually did spawn quite closer to each other than they did last game, where False spawned more in the middle of his team and Rex did the exact same. Getting a long dock out though for False now, as he's got, I believe it's a total of 3 sailors. Yeah, that's the title that they have. I don't know why, man. I'm tired. But it does. Berserker going around cleaning some tiles. Always good to see the communications on point. Clearing tiles is, or having your Berserker on your team clear tiles is very important, because then, you know, getting that 20 food, banging. False has been surprisingly supply capped for a bit here. He's been supply capped since winter started, so I mean, I know it's not a big deal, but being supply capped for that long is kind of rough. I mean, I think the reason that he did it was actually so that he wouldn't have to deal with the negative production. He could keep the 3 happiness, and then he wouldn't have to worry about, you know, his villagers constantly coming in and then just, you know, basically putting him into a negative happiness. First feast. No feast. All right, that's fine. Rex just got Protector of the Land, so his economy is doing much better now that he has that economy. Looks like Orange is currently going after her ruins, which is, you know, always nice. Okay, so here's a bit of a variance. If you notice on False's screen, I don't know if you guys happen to see it for just a quick second, but False went for Weaponsmith, Protector of the Land, Trading, and now he's getting Shipbuilding. And where on the flip side, Rex went Trading, Shipbuilding, Weaponsmith, Protector of the Land. So a bit of a switch up here, and I actually think it turned out for the betterment of Rex, because if you notice, he's almost at 700 gold here. False only at 110, and typically speaking, DBZ Poggers, I don't know. Typically speaking, the rush, well, it's 801, so the rush wouldn't be coming just yet. It'll probably be coming after this this winter, but it should be on its way. False actually getting the iron started. I think that might be so that he can get either a shield maiden or the 10 iron for the shield bearer's bonus. We'll have to see what he decides to go with that, and we'll know soon enough. He's already at 2. Another house going down for False. Or Rex, excuse me, and it doesn't seem like, ooh, bit of a lag spike there. Doesn't look like they're really doing much else at this point. Do you need the site? Looks like the bear is actually currently leading in the lore game, and that might just be because of the long docks that he has and for the shipbuilder bonus that he went for. Now, I'm curious as to why... No, okay, so both players are actually getting their irons together. So, yeah, they're probably going for the shield bearer bonus. Ooh, it's an 801 Blizzard. My man, that is rough. Whoa. Hi. Big fucking donut. Come check out my CSO skins. How about no? You know, no withdrawal needed. What withdraw? what withdraw, mate? All right, what are we looking at? So military count is about the same. Rex is currently pop capped, and False he's got plenty of buildings, so he's good to go. That berserker's a little on the low side there. Ooh, okay. It's calculated, and boy, he's good at math, because that is a... Oh, there's a wolf! There's a wolf! Okay, no, it's going after the villager. Okay. Oh, that could have been the RNG of the lifetime. Oh my god. That warrior right here. This boy. This boy right here. Oh, that is a very low warrior. Oh my god. Or very low berserker, excuse me. No, don't put that there. Put that here. There we go. That could have been deadly. That could have been very, very deadly. Alright, so False actually going for Carpentry Mastery now instead of Shield Mastery. So, interesting decisions coming out of here. Now, I'm curious to see what False's next lore option is. Looks like, or Rex, excuse me, False now getting Kaija because he does have the 200 fame, and I think he's actually going for the long game, getting both the Bear and Shield Maiden, getting himself maxed population, but he is still at 1 happiness, so that's, you know, it's good. It's good. He's staying above the 0. He is pop capped though, and I think he actually intends to stay like that through this blizzard, just getting himself ready here for this winter actually. Now Rex on the other hand here does not have Bear, does not have Shield Maiden, but he does have the 15 iron, so he could get Maiden plus the Shield Bearer bonus. And yeah, so he's got Protector of Land and Shipbuilding, but he does not have he does not have carpentry mastery. So though he does have a significant amount of more gold than False, since I think False is playing for the later game, I think it's actually okay that he doesn't have that big 600 gold bonus, because at this point now False is going to start preparing himself for the spring rush that is going to be coming, but he's going to have the stronger economy in the longer run for after the rushes or the first push is over. So essentially he's going to probably have about 350 to 400 some odd gold. Rex will probably be chilling at about 800, so Rex will be able to spawn another army. Oh, shield mastery. Okay, so Rex is going to be going for that early game push, and False is going to be trying to play for the mid to late game here, and this is where the builds start to diverge here. Getting another long dock. Scout lodge was blown up, so that would then tell me that either blue or green is going to be getting the upgraded scout lodge. Rex is scouting, so yeah. Ooh, they might be going for a winter push. They might be going for a blizzard push here. Now that I think about it, this might be a blizzard push. The fact that he's scouting like right before this, and he's got the 800 gold. Ooh, this could be deadly. This could be really deadly because they're gonna have the yep, there's the shield. There's their shield bearer bonus. They're going to have the warrior. If he just tells his allies to go for fur coats, they won't have the winter debuff. So, you know, he'll be getting plenty of bonuses off of that. Random green scout. Rex is saying, hey, heads up, guys, I'm getting scouted. Totally normal, totally logical. False getting his money going. So, yeah, we should be seeing about 350, 400 after spring, but that's again assuming that Rex's team doesn't actually decide to go for this. This midwinter push here, because it looked. I think he's setting up for it. Feasting through. Okay, I was gonna say, Rex, you crazy man. You gonna push in like that? That's crazy, dude. I like that. I like that placement of the tower, by the way, with Rex. He placed it in a way because he knows that they're going to be pushing in this direction and not up here. Well, actually, that's a bit of a gamble. I think he's actually encased on the mountain right. No, he isn't. They can still come in through here. So he's basically gambling that they're going to be going for him first with that tower placement. That's his gamble right here. That's his gamble tower. But I think it's a safe risk, just because the fact that Green's scouting him first basically tells Rex, saying, hey, they're scouting me, which means the focus is going to be on me. Why would it be for orange or red if the scouts come in towards me? You know what I mean? You picking up what I'm putting down? You know what I'm saying? 800 gold on Rex's side. I mean, he's got plenty of gold. I think at this point he just needs to try and focus on saving the monies. False is about to hit that 350 mark, so he will have the gold ready to go, and that Berserker is still very, very low. I don't know if they plan to heal that Berserker, but they need to. They really need to. What are those? Are those just scouts? Those look like scouts. So yes, it looks like on False's side, those are just scouts still pushing through, scouting out Rex, and then probably just going to work their way up towards orange and red here in the next couple minutes. But getting some upgraded houses, always the good stuff. Ooh, were those Walking Dead pushing into False's base, or were those just random villagers that I just didn't happen to notice? A wolf pushing into Rex's base, not the end of the world. That's no big deal, really. There's a tower there anyways, and it looks like, yeah, they're actually discussing the battle plan right now. 300, wait, what is this? Traded wood, too much. 300, 150. Oh, they're just counting out the numbers. Okay. Okay, not the end of the world. They're just talking about their number values right now, which is understandable. It's important to know that. All right, big timing notice here. So notice that Rex just hit 200 fame at 802, almost into spring. False hit his Kaija, or his 200 fame, back in 802 spring. So a big difference here in terms of economies. At the end of it, though, it basically netted Rex about 200 gold difference. Essentially, it essentially netted him 200 gold difference and probably about 100 some odd food bonus. But at the same time, False also has had there's the okay, weapon mastery. I like that. On top of shield mastery, first feast coming out on green side so that the goat player can rebound very quickly. And there is orange's counter feast. Again, good to see from both goat players. Very nice, trying to help rebound their economies. I like it. Now the thing is, though, this is going to be important to note who does what, because if you look at False's side, he does have the 32 stone here in kind of reserves, if you will. So he needs to play his economy game cautiously. He needs to play it cautiously because he does still have that. That's a lot of stone that he can get some upgrades with. But he doesn't want to overinvest because if Rex kind of pushes in like right now, he's not going to have that ability to, call to arms and pull his super economy. And actually, it looks like Rex is actually going to just go ahead and... Nope, he didn't get the upgraded tower. That was smart. I think that would have been a unnecessary upgrade just yet. That Berserker is still way too low to do anything useful. And this is pretty much just giving False's team more time to win this game out, more or less, because I'm not too sure if False told his goat buddy to go for an economy based game, but we'll have to see what he decides to do. Looks like on Team Rex, though, they're deciding to actually go for green instead of trying to check out False. It might just be because it's the first person they found. A lot of times the first place that people will attack is the first place they see, not so much the best place, but more the first place. So in this case, they might actually be going after green more just because that they happen to find him first than False, who is literally just 1 or 2 tiles away from Rex. But it's always kind of funny how those kind of things turn out. Now let's see, Rex is chilling at about 710 gold. 680 7. That's either hang on, is that a 2 or a 7? Sorry, I can't read, it's too fuzzy. 783. Okay, so he has a very strong stockpile where False only has almost 400 food. So coming out on that food game and on the gold game now. So Rex ahead in the economy, but he doesn't have the upgrades like False. That's something that I think needs to be pointed out. False does have the upgraded food silo. We'll probably start looking to get some of these shield camps upgraded, which it's not the end of the world, but it does help quite a lot, to have those. I mean, it might be only 1 or 2 damage more on a shield bearer, but when your shield bearer has 11 armor and can hit for 8 or 9, that's pretty dangerous. That's a pretty dangerous shield bearer, Looks like Rex is going to be going for, the weapon mastery. So basically what each player is going to be doing is you're going to see Rex and False are going to be going for mass shields. Then on False's side, one player is going to go mass warriors and the other player is going to go mass axes. And then vice versa on Rex's side. So that's typically why you see them going for that weapon mastery, or that weapon smith, or the crossed swords, whatever it's called. They're touching tips. That's usually the reason. It's just basic team communication and working together to try and kill with the most lethality. Is he gonna get the upgraded shield bearer camp? I would really like to see him get some upgraded shield bearers. I mean, talk about scary. Like, you march in with like your 10 or 15 like warriors with like +2 or 3 damage. Then you see shield bearers marching in with +10, 10 total damage, 11 total armor. Like, what are you gonna do against that? 10 shield bearers with 11 resistance and 10 damage. What are you supposed to do besides just nuke it from orbit or hope that they accidentally run into like the Drake or the Wyram if it's there? What are you supposed to do? Besides maybe starve them out. I don't know. Blue's actually has already pulled his army, and I guess this is the big push here, kids. False, gonna go ahead and pull his units. All of them. Oh, Mistakes were made. The shield bearer has turned in, and he's a very expensive shield bearer, but 12 shields total. That berserker on Rex's side is just stressing me out, dude. Just heal him. Just heal him. That's all you have to do. Bunch of warriors, though, getting pulled in, and Rex is caught with his pants down. He's got one shield main and one bear. He does not have the units currently necessary to react to this, and we're going to be seeing the People's Militia get pulled here very shortly. He might actually just go ahead and give up this tile. Doesn't seem too keen on actually trying to fight it, which, hey, there is nothing wrong with saying, no, I don't want to fight you here. There is nothing wrong with that. And actually, he's like, you know what? I'm going to fight you on the tile, the tile with the tower. Smart decision making from Rex. No reason to fight on a tile that he could potentially lose. And he might actually just go ahead and give up this tile with no units on it. Shield Maiden going to be coming in and leading the charge. Yeah, very dangerous decision there from Rex to try and leave his Maiden up like that. And it looks like, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and give up this tower for free, while False looks like he's just kind of getting some more units, trying to basically just stop the hemorrhaging on his food right now, because he's obviously in the negative for having 12 units of Shield Maiden off of his main tile. Now, this is going to be the biggie. Looks like there's a 75 HP Berserker and a Bear, but that's it. This is the full might of the of Team False kind of bearing down on Rex, and all Rex has to really answer is a Berserker and his own units. There really isn't much else, and actually this Berserker is in a very dangerous position to get caught with his pants down. You want to talk about being scared. That Berserker is about to feel fear. But it looks like he's going to back off smartly and let, I think an Axe Thrower might have actually tanking the aggro. But here comes the big push. Bunch of shield bears and everything trying to get in. Warriors with charge from blue surrounding Orange's War Chief. And nope, the Berserker's actually going to survive. Just running around like a madman here. Units just kind of circling everywhere. The micro from green, and I believe it is yellow, or green and what's the other color? Goodness, orange. Just trying to micro their axe throwers so that they're in the most advantageous position, not having to deal with all of those units. Or blue still standing strong, and brown still holding a lot of his units. But yeah, there's just not enough here from Team Rex to really resist all of that damage that the shield bearers, the warriors, and the axe throwers all have combined. That Shield Maiden's trying to run around, trying to save herself, but at the end of it, she is going to go down. Some more shields get thrown into the melee, but at this point, you're pretty much just throwing some poor villagers into the maws of death. There is nothing that Rex has at this point that can save him. His allies, nowhere to be found. I'm not too certain if the Berserker even survived, but I'm fairly certain the Berserker died at the end of that, just because of... trying to look around on Rex's stream. I don't see the shield bearer. Okay, so Maiden died here. I don't know if... Nope, there's Blue's Berserker. Okay, so we can probably safely assume that Red's Berserker is just probably out of the picture. I mean, I think it's pretty much safe to say that we had the same reaction as what happened last time. There was just no... There was no support on Rex's side. He pretty much just got pushed and he died, and that's game. I'm quite curious as to how the two bear players, both False and Rex, opted for their builds. It looked like Rex had the stronger early game. Actually, no. False had the stronger early game, but Rex actually had the stronger mid game, if that makes sense. So it was a very, very interesting decisions on both sides, and we're going to go ahead and move up one lobby so that we can talk to both sides.
I can do one other, yeah.